dropped the atomic bomb, the war is over. So from that point on, there was no more fighting, no more shooting, and we wound up going into Tokyo Bay, getting ready for the surrender of the Japanese, which occurred on September 2nd, 1945 at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I was in the honor guard, which were responsible for saluting all the dignitaries that come aboard. And I think I mentioned to you that I had observed all of the dignitaries, the generals from New Zealand, Australia, China, England, France, all of the countries were coming aboard along small boats up our accommodation ladder on the starboard side of the ship. And then our Supreme Commander, General MacArthur, came aboard on a destroyer, came alongside on a destroyer with nice gangplanks for him to come over. And the minute his foot touched the deck of our ship, that beautiful Navy flag of Admiral Nimitz had to be lowered so that his Red Army flag could be at the topmast, since he was Supreme Commander.
How did the Japanese officials look when they were coming aboard the ship?
Well, they came over very somber. First of all, they had to go to the wardroom and be relieved of all their ceremonial swords and any weapons that they might have had. And then they were directed to the surrender deck, where they stood in formation at attention. They were quite somber. As a matter of fact, the chief general of the entire Japanese armies was in tears. Naturally, apparently totally being humiliated by the loss of their empire. The actual ceremony lasted probably not even a half hour.
Oh, okay.
And General MacArthur's speech was very short. I mean, you know, it was done with military precision. When General MacArthur walked out of the Admiral's cabin, he immediately went to the desk and he invited the dignitaries of Japan. He didn't order them. He invited them to come in and sign the ceremony. He was very polite to them, but also very stern. There was no pretense of trying to be anything other than what he was.
How did you feel? Did you get a sense of, this is history, this is historic?
Well, no. When you're 20 years old, you don't think in terms of history. You're just thinking, well, it's over. Now we're going to go home and start a new life. So it was quite a ceremony. Matter of fact, even though it was short, when the ceremony was over, there must have been, it looked like 1,000 planes flying over the Missouri at that moment. And everybody just cheered, and the war was officially over.
So what was the mood among all the spectators? Was everybody pretty respectful and quiet?
Everybody was respectful, but when it eventually was signed and over, there was a lot of cheering, and everybody was really happy except the Japanese.